just to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I brought mine.
Yeah, does it look like a period? Next time we go to Miller, and this bad boy, Cardinals out there. Is he still out there? Yeah. You guys jealous of me? Troll. Be jealous of my troll.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, well, this is great. This is why we have a museum studies program. There's people who are putting this put together. It's called the Metzger site, named after the site here. It really should be called the Zimmer site because the Zimmer is the family that lived there. But because the Metzger Family Foundation, or the Hillier Family Foundation, the Metzger people who ran it, were the ones giving us the money, you know how that works, they get the name, so the Metzger site. This gives you an idea of what the site is all about, what's been going on, some of the pictures of the house itself when it was excavated. Here you can see people who are doing the excavation work. Here, this is outside the barn down here, where we're actually trying to find out if that could be the site of the first barn, where the second barn was built. And we went through it, dug all kinds of things, found nothing. Here, for example, we found a broken ditch. That might even, part of that might be in here. But generally you find something like that. It'd be broken, it'd be here, it'd be there, that sort of thing. So we'll go through the pictures and I'll mention what's in here. A variety of different types of ceramics that we've been finding, and some of them from America, some of them from England. There might be one or two pieces from Germany, but not necessarily. And you have to keep in mind in the late 1800s, especially, East Liverpool was one of the largest manufacturers of ceramic ware in the world, along with Trent, New Jersey, and of course places in England, Staffordshire, England, and various other places in Germany, and so forth. But East Liverpool, just up the road, really had quite a bit. Matter of fact, I was in Montana, and a friend had a property up in the mountains of Montana, and there was a trash pile. Of course, he said, "We've got to go look." And so, of course, we do, you know that. And so we're looking through a farm, and sure enough, we find East Liverpool pottery in there. So it made its way just about everywhere. So here again, just pictures. Sifting is important. You take the dirt, you put it in, and you sift it, and the artifacts tend to stand out a little bit better. Sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't need to do it. At most prehistoric sites, you sift. No matter what you sift, you have to, because you're looking for minute particles. And then the screen itself can be, anywhere from, this size to this size to this size. Depends on what you're looking for. It's the size of the screen you're using. So that might be out there. I'll get back to that. Here's where we're digging. Whoops, I forgot they're back there. This is the spring house. So you can see how we dug down. We actually found the foundation of the spring house. These are some of the stones on there. This is what it looked like over here. If you look at this picture, you'll be able to see the whole spring house. The water basically came out from there. And they ran through it. They're pretty strong. They're going to be fine. It sounds worse than it is. And so forth. And you'll see when you're up there. Now it doesn't look anything like that because over the years erosion has taken place and the whole thing is filled in. And if it rains, it becomes a little pool. We actually thought one time to make it really a wonderful little walking historic trail and keep everything intact, but the cost of keeping that up would have been just a little bit too much for the use that it would have gotten. So anyway, that's what all that's about. Here you can see we're doing measurements on it. It just gives you an idea what archaeologists will do. Here, again, we're doing a variety of different types of digging. After you dig, you have to backfill. So those of you who are going to be out there, once we dig a big hole, before we leave, we're going to have to backfill. So it means we put everything back. And just to give you an idea, when I was in Russia, not only were we digging, looking for the Bronze Age settlements, which we never found, but we found some other stuff that was important. There were some people looking for prehistoric materials, going back thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. And they had a hole that you actually had to take a ladder to climb down. I'm going to say anywhere from 12 to 14 feet easy. I mean, it was about the height from here to there. And it's about as big as this room, just to give you an idea. So they're down there digging away, and they're finding artifacts as they go. They're kind of going. And but by the time we were done, they were finished. So what we had to do, it took us 3 days. We had to backfill that hole by hand. Couldn't get machinery out there. It was in the middle of nowhere. And so they called the Russian equivalent of the Boy Scouts. And they came out and gave them all a shovel. And all day long, all we did was, maybe that's where I lost all the weight. I don't know. The picture they have of him is this real skinny guy hanging on with these Boy Scouts, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, we got this thing done, and who knows. But anyway, it was like that. But that was part of backfill. It had to be done. You can't leave a big hole in the middle of nowhere, and so forth. So anyway, that the backfill went on. Also, the artifacts come in, we do take time in the laboratory to clean them, document them, analyze them, do everything we can. And the people in the field will realize when you find something, don't clean it right there. You find it, you put it in the bag, and clean it when we get back, and so forth. There are certain things that you'll be able to pick up as we go out there. Here, I think we just see people having fun. The gator, of course, is always a fun thing to do. We were digging in the snow a couple of times. Fortunately, we're not going to. Maybe snow out there, but we'll get that out of the way very quickly. And so forth. Activities, you can swing on the vines, the fearsome foursome. There was one group, 1 year, they did a reason for all the rules. They were just wonderful. They do anything that they could do, they did, or thought possible out here. And swinging on the vines back over the river was one of them. And of course, one fellow, he's not, well, here he is, Joe. He's a little bit heavy, you know, football player. He decides to go and the thing breaks, and there he goes, hits his head. And it didn't quite make it across the creek. And of course, rather than go help him, I took a picture. Because it was just too good to pass up. And then I went to, Joe, you okay? You know, and he was okay. And I figured, come on, you know, what's a knock on the head? And then also people, we look around the streams. This is a stream there, you'll see. Matter of fact, if you're able to get down there, look there. There's a lot of artifacts will erode down to the stream. And if you walk along the stream, you're going to find quite a few items down there. So that's what all these, and of course we eat out, and we have, at one time they were playing curling. It was so cold out here in the pond, it was all iced over. So a couple of fellows actually did a broom, and they took a big stone they found, they rushed and they go like this, you know, and they were doing curling. So, you know, and this happens. I mean, if you had like the experience like I've had over the years, you dig in hot weather, it's 100 some degrees, you dig where it's minus, it's freezing. I dug in December. And not only that, but it was skeletal remains that I was digging up. So I'm working in, you know, in like 20-some degree weather, the wind's blowing, and I have dental tools, and I'm trying to scrape away things from, you know, from bones in the ground. You talk about cold and nasty, it was. And so you just simply do that. Again, just different types of digging up trenches, looking for the outhouse you can't find, that sort of thing going on. And then at one point, that's what this here is. This is a gate closer. And you find that this is actually taken from England. I was there. In England, you can walk on anywhere. It's all public, pretty much. As long as you don't wreck anything, you can walk on properties. So I walked through a fence there, and you open the fence, and that's what this thing does. It automatically closes the fence. So that's what this was out there. And they had a fence out there to keep the cattle probably in or out, or whatever it was. They had a weight that helped close the fence for them, and that's what that is down there. These have not been found out there. These are items I bought so that we can see what the items would have looked like, different types of crockery, so you see that there. Up here you have the same thing. In this case here, we found a variety of different types of ceramicware. The 3 pieces that are intact were not found at the site, but I put it there, especially the featherware dish, so that you know, people could see what it looked like. We found pieces of it, but this is what it would have looked like if it was there. Yes.
What are all in these cases below?
These cases, this is where we're supposed to keep all the keys. But anyway, this is where we keep some of the artifacts that we find. And that's what they're there for. They're to hold all that sort of thing. And some of them might have them, as I say that, none of them have them. But anyway, in the room over here, we have thousands of artifacts actually, or pieces, or whatever. And at some point, we're going to take a material culture class down here, spend all the weekend, and then coordinate all that, and then put them into the drawers here. So we have everything set up, we just haven't done, but that's what they are. They're so that we can keep all the material that we find, especially the significant material in the drawers, and they can be used then as a study for people who either take an archaeology, material culture, or something like that. And so that's what those are. Here we have different types of fragments that were found. Generally, if they're exposed to heat of any kind, especially fire, you can see here how it will melt together, the metal and the wood and everything. It just kind of melts together, bone along with it. The variety of ceramics, here are some examples. Red ware is very common, white ware is very common. The patterned type of ware, we're going to find quite a bit of that out there. And we have already, and it's called transfer ware. They transfer an image onto the piece itself and then glaze over it so it becomes permanent. So we find that out there. Names are kind of skipping my head right now, but it'll come to me in a moment. But there are other kinds that are similar to what's made in England. They're not from England, but they're made in East Liverpool. Looks like English ware and so forth. And we have it here. And then here you can get, there's a lot of brick. There's a piece of a stove. That's why we know that they used a stove, because we never found a chimney. And there was no reason to believe they'd have a chimney, but we found a piece of the stove and we found lots of coal. So the coal that they were digging out of this hillside, they had brought it down, they had thrown it into there along with wood or whatever in the potbelly stove, and it would have gone from there. So we found out a lot of glassware of all sorts, and then small pipes, you can see buttons, coins, a small little coin, and you know, children's toys, marbles, dolls, things like that. So we know a lot about this family, only because they were using that as a treasure site. Hadn't they done that, we wouldn't be as successful. Because when they tore the house down, they probably took whatever they could use to use either in a barn or somewhere, or they burnt it or whatever. And like I said, the outhouses would contain the trash that they had. This that we're finding now is what came after they moved down by the road. Okay, so if you have a chance, just look at this a little more carefully, and you'll get an idea of what's been going on for the last 17 years. Okay, any questions, comments, anything? Okay, well, good. So now we're going to go dig, and I think for those of you, you're going to do whatever you do inside. Think of us out there having a good time. I'm sitting here trying to stay awake. That's what it's like. Try to stay awake all day. This is an archaeologist you don't have to worry about. You're excited. You're looking for stuff, even if you don't find anything.